today there are ads all over for full body deodorants. Lumi is one of them, and there's a few others, and other companies jumping on because they are flying off the shelves. And that means that most people know that they stink like pigs, that they are repulsive, that their odor is repulsive to themselves and others. And they think, I need to do a deodorant. That is handling the symptom, not the cause. The question is, what is causing you to stink like a horse? Okay? What is causing you to reek an odor that is repulsive to you and everybody around you? It's not natural. Everybody has a body odor, yes. And by race or by region, based on what you eat, it will determine the type of odor you generally have. Now, that is a generalization, but that's a fact of life. Certain groups, let's say from India, have a different body odor than somebody from Japan or the Japanese people in general, which have a wildly different body odor than Norwegians or Scandinavians, which have a different body odor than Eskimos, which have a different body odor than Native American Indians, for example, et cetera, et cetera. So this has been tested and proven. Dr. Hirsch is a smell expert, and he did all the research on this, as well as other doctors. I believe it was Dr. Hirsch. And many other doctors have researched this. But it also has been proven and found that based on what you consume, it affects your smell. We know this for any one of you who are a little bit older, maybe my age. Back in the day, garlic made you reek of garlic. Today, because garlic, most of it comes from China, and it has virtually no taste. You have to use like so much garlic to get any garlic flavor. When I grew up, you just took one small clove of garlic, chopped it up, put it in a pan with some oil, started frying up before you made the sauce or something. The whole house smelled of garlic. It reeked of garlic. And in my day, if you went out on a date, you would never order anything with garlic in it, because that meant for the rest of the night, you are gonna reek of garlic. And the woman probably wouldn't want to kiss you because you would be so offensive with that garlic smell, which would be coming out of all of your pores. So you only ate garlic if your date was eating garlic as well. And I remember I was on a date one time, and the girl says, let me ask you a question. She said, do you like garlic? I said, I'm Italian, of course I like garlic. She goes, I like garlic too. If I order something with garlic, will you order something with garlic? I'll never forget that. And this was back in the 80s. And I said, yeah. She goes, good, we can both smell together. And we both laughed. But we both reeked of garlic, but because we both were smelling of garlic, it wasn't offensive. Which is why, if you have a body odor based on your culture or country or race or ethnicity, if everyone else has the same body odor, you don't notice it. But once you take that person and you put them into a different group, now it becomes very, very offensive. But not so much. The body odors that are being promoted today are not that type of situation. It's coming from the toxins and the poisons in your body. Example, when you go and have a bowel movement, I will now talk as a natural health expert, I am not a doctor. I am sharing my opinions, which the government will say is misinformation, and they'll say you can't say that, it's misinformation. I am giving my opinion, and I'm giving what I know to be true. Look, everything in the book Natural Cures, they don't want you to know about, which is this book right here, for those of you who haven't seen it. This was the #1 New York Times bestseller. It was #1 on the New York Times bestselling list 26 weeks in a row. Sold, I believe, over 50 million copies. It's the #1 bestselling health book of all time. The year that it came out, it was the #1 selling book in all of America in any genre. This is the Bible. Everything I said in here, I was crucified on NBC, ABC, CNN, Fox. I was crucified by the government. They sued me. They threw me in prison because I said misinformation. I gave false medical advice. And now we know everything I said in here that they said was false is virtually true. I said talcum powder causes cancer. It's true. I said cinnamon can reduce blood sugar for diabetics. It's true. I said there's a product called Eliotin from Canada, which can help the pancreas in many cases and almost cure diabetes in some cases. Now it's been proven to be true. I said that the doctor had credentials. They said there is none. I showed them a picture of the doctor with the heads of Calgary University. It's like, oh, Well, when we called them, they say it didn't happen. They lied. I have a picture of it. I showed them the picture, etc. So this book is the Bible. That's why I can talk extensively on this. For 30 years, I traveled the world. I interviewed over 6,000 healthcare providers who were curing virtually every disease without drugs and surgery. That's how I wrote the book. I cured myself of massive heart disease. I was born with a deformed heart. I used natural, non-drug, and non-surgical ways to cure and prevent disease. So I can talk intelligently on this subject. If you stink, you're toxic. If you go to the bathroom and you have a bowel movement and it reeks, that means it's toxic. The feces in your stool has been sitting there and putrefying for way too long. Most people need a colon cleanse anyway. You have to clean that out. It was said that John Wayne had 18 pounds of undigested fecal matter in his colon, impacted. Much of it had been there for decades. And when you do colonics and go to cleansing facilities like Angel Farms and Hawaii, they see, because you do the colonic in a tank, and you can see what's coming out of your body. And even though you're virtually fasting and putting nothing in, stuff continues to come out, big chunks of stuff, big worms, parasites, you can see the worms, and big chunks of undigested fecal matter, stuff that comes out, it looks like a black inner tube, is coming out 2 weeks later after you haven't eaten anything. How is that possible if you haven't put anything in, that it's still coming out big chunks of stuff? That means it's been impacted. People's stomach gets flatter when they clean their colon. But another thing that happens, and they feel better, they feel lighter, their food cravings go away, they don't have gas, bloating, and so forth. But another result is that they stop stinking because you don't have toxins. You will have a body odor, a natural body odor, yes, but you won't stink. So if you need a full body deodorant, I'm telling you right now, that is a symptom of toxicity, and that symptom is going to turn around and relate to illness and disease down the road.
Hi everyone, John here. Today I want to share a little bit of myself and follow up on Kevin Trudeau's video on getting rid of body odor naturally. Back in 2015, I had a lot of health problems, including bad body odor. My main problem was chronic constipation. What exactly is chronic constipation? You just have a lot of waste material stuck primarily in the colon. You have a colon that is impacted, compacted with feces that is not getting out. We need to go from the picture on the left to the picture on the right. When you're dealing with different health problems, you want to first study human physiology. What is the root of this problem? So let's start from the top. Food enters your mouth, down the esophagus, into your stomach. Inside the stomach, you have digestive enzymes breaking down the food. And over time, food's going to enter your small intestines next for nutrient absorption. Food's going to enter your large intestines next. Over here, this is the ascending portion, transverse, and the descending portion of your colon, and out the back for elimination. Now, this is a much simplified picture of your alimentary canal or your food canal. Starting at the top, food enters your mouth, down the esophagus, into your stomach. The small intestines coming up next, it is 4.5 meters in length, roughly 15 feet, followed by the large intestines, another 1.5 meters, another 5 feet in length, and out the back for elimination. This is very important. You guys just want to write this down. What goes in must go out. What you eat in the mouth must go out the back as waste elimination. Your digestive system is just a very long piece of pipework. If you're adding up the small and large intestines, there's going to be a combined length of 20 feet or roughly 6 meters. Over here, the NBA basketball hoop, from the floor to that basketball rim is 10 feet off the floor or roughly 3 meters. The combined length of your small and large intestines is like having two of them stacked on top of one another. How do I know chronic constipation is a worldwide problem and this contributes to foul body odor? If you're looking on keyword analysis, year over year, the number of people that are keyed in chronic constipation or constipation relief online is growing year over year. Doesn't matter if you're searching in the English language, in Italian, in Portuguese, Korean, Chinese, Arabic, everyone all over the world are struggling with chronic constipation. When your elimination is incomplete, residues of all feces, they're building up in layers on the walls of the colon. As they putrefy, putrefy means decay and rot. They're going to cause health problems, pain, and discomfort. When you're dealing with chronic constipation, not only are you dealing with foul body odor, you may also experience bloating and gas, abdominal pain, rectal bleeding, hemorrhoids, anal fissures, impaction, urinary problems, psychological impact, and changes in bowel habits. And this was me a few years ago. The struggle was definitely real. I was huffing and puffing on the toilet trying to make things happen, and after all that work, a small little pebble came out. Can you relate to this? If you can, leave a comment below. Today I'm going to share with you a protocol that I've been using since 2019 to clean out both the small and large intestines. Now, Kevin also shared about the benefits of colon hydrotherapy. I highly recommend it as well. It's just that it's not easy to find a colon hydrotherapist in every single city. This is a protocol that you mix together and something that you drink down. It's not an enema, it's not a coffee enema, something that you prepare in a specific set of proportions and you drink down. At the grocery store, you want to pick up these very simple items. Over here, you have a bottle of water. This bottle of water is right around 2 liters in volume. This is a metal mesh strainer, a single press squeezer. You want to buy some citrus fruits. You can buy limes or grapefruits. I highly recommend using grapefruits. Over here, this is apple cider vinegar without any sugar added. Next, you're going to buy either Himalayan pink salt or you're going to use Epsom salt. Okay. This is the stainless steel thermos. It's got over 1 liter in volume. Over here, another mug, stainless steel mug for black coffee. This is optional. And over here, these are just stainless steel straws. This is what you're going to do the night before. You want to be finishing dinner before 7:30 p.m. Do not eat any late night snacks. Drinking water is okay. Next morning, do not eat any breakfast. You can have some liquids. Around 11 a.m. on an empty stomach, I want you to make this in the stainless steel thermos. You're first going to add 1 tablespoon and 2 teaspoons of pink salt or food grade Epsom salt in the stainless steel thermos. 1 tablespoon is 15 milliliters and each teaspoon is 5 milliliters. So total, you're going to have 25 milliliters of salt total. You're going to cut and squeeze 3 lemons or limes, or just using 1 grapefruit. You want to filter it through the metal mesh screener. You want to cut it up, you want to squeeze it, filter it through the metal mesh screener. I do not want to have any pulp or any seeds inside the solution. It needs to be as smooth as possible. Add 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar in the stainless steel thermos. Next, you're going to add 2.5 cups of hot water and you want to stir it up. You want to make sure all that salt dissolves evenly in the stainless steel thermos. We're working with that stainless steel thermos right here. Then you're going to add another cup of hot water and stir, which is going to bring up the solution to right around 1 liter. It's going to be about 1 liter. Over here, this is black coffee, prepared without any sugar or cream added. And that's how you prepare the salt flush solution. You want to make sure you capture this information and follow it to the T. People that are just randomly mixing things online, they do not follow my set of directions, and they will fail at doing the salt flush protocol. On your table, there are only 3 things. There's going to be the bottled water, there's going to be the stainless steel thermos with the salt flush solution already prepared, and you have the black coffee also prepared in a stainless steel cup. Do not use anything that could break, such as glass. What is this going to do? It's going to create such a laxative effect you have never experienced before. You want to get rid of body odor. What you're going to do, you're going to start to clean out all the waste material that has been sitting there in your small and large intestines. Many people, they don't know they have so much waste material trapped inside the colon, trapped inside the small and large intestine. When that waste material isn't getting out, all that waste material is going to ooze through the surface of your skin. Now, how do you know if chronic constipation is very simple? If you're not going to the bathroom every single day, multiple times a day, you're chronically constipated. And that's why you're doing this protocol. Next, I'm going to show you how to drink this salt flush solution down. This is not a race. You will find many other protocols online and they teach you different ways, different proportions, different methods of drinking. This is the way how I've done it over the last 6 years. I taught this to my own family members, hundreds of people all around the world, not just in the English language. I taught this in Chinese. I sent this in Spanish. I've translated it in Arabic. This is applicable for human beings. Of course, none of this professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. What we're gonna do, we're gonna sip on the bottled water, just a tiny bit of this water, hold it in your mouth. Then you're gonna take a gulp of the sulfur solution and drink it down. All right. When you first start drinking this, you're not gonna like the taste of the sulfur solution. So that's why we sip on the bottled water, hold it in your mouth, kind of covers your tongue a little bit. Then you're gonna take a gulp of the sulfur solution and drink it down. All right, together. 3, you're gonna sip on the black coffee. This is optional. Okay, kind of reward yourself with a familiar taste. When I first started drinking this, I did not like it at all. I've done it so many times now, I'm used to it. But it's just like an acquired taste, you gotta get used to it. You're gonna repeat these steps 1 through 3. Take a tiny sip of the bottled water, taking a bigger gulp of the sulfur solution, drinking it down, and sip on that black coffee, which is completely optional. Do not rush. You can take 45 minutes, take an hour, hour and a half. If you feel like throwing up, if you feel like this sulfur solution's coming up the esophagus, do not do anything. Just relax, set everything aside, deep breathing, do something else until those feelings subside. During this process, I only highly recommend you guys listen to some Rachmaninoff, deep diaphragmatic breathing. Even before drinking the sulfur solution, you want to make sure you want to breathe very, very deeply into the stomach, through your nose, and you can feel your stomach rise up and down. While we're here, I highly recommend getting yourself some type of a stool. You guys can lift up your feet while sitting on the toilet. The human being, we're not designed to use the bathroom at a 90 degree. We're designed to use the bathroom in a squatting position. Now, you don't have to buy the squatty potty. You can do something that works for you. You may have a lot of old phone books laying around. Just make sure that it's safe. You're not going to slip over them and take a fall. At some point, I want to provide these poop milestones. At some point, you're going to have that unction. You're going to have that feel of, oh, I need to use the bathroom. All right. You're never forcing anything out, trying to make something happen. If you're sitting on the toilet, nothing is coming out, that's perfectly fine. You can get back up again. You can do some light stretchings, okay? You can do some small pacings around the house. But eventually, it's a little bit different for everyone, depending on how congested you are. You're gonna have the unction to release all that waste material. First, you're gonna get the solids out of the colon, okay? They're gonna come out kind of like regular poop. And over time, you'll realize this poop is gonna get softer and softer and softer. And over time, it's gonna become really, really soft. When it's just like spraying out all this nasty material, you still have plenty of bottled water right here. You can take this plastic bottle into the bathroom with you, continue to drink it, strike while the iron is hot. Add more water pressure to the beginning of your digestive system to flush out both the small and large intestines combined. What you're going to experience is what I called release the kraken or diarrhea tsunami. People think that this is just hyperbole, John's just making up things. Listen, I've coached hundreds and hundreds all around the world. This is what they experience. And this is what I experience on a weekly basis. I still do this on a weekly basis. So that's the selfless protocol in a nutshell. It's just the broad strokes. I will also leave a link to my program below. You guys can get my program. I have a program called Make a Poop Transformation Challenge. Lose 3 to 5 pounds per month without going to the gym. I have not been to the gym for years. Doesn't mean I don't exercise. But let me just tell y'all, if you want to achieve 6-pack abs, instead of just thinking I need to go work out at the gym, I need to eat right, you need to get the waste material out of the body. So years ago, started to develop that dad bod, right? I could not get rid of this dad bod. Even though I had a personal trainer, I tried to eat right. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. I lose a few pounds and I gain it all back and then some. Many of you, you're probably experiencing that right now. And this is basically me all year round. I don't really have this bulking season, cutting season. I just stay healthy all year around. And I got rid much of my body odor problem. Okay, before I had body odor problems I didn't even know about. And you can't really smell yourself when you've been putrefying in your own waste. After you do the selfless protocol, you guys can use some probiotics. You don't have to use this set. Find ones that work for you. And you want to take down some electrolytes such as coconut water, some watermelon juice, pomegranate juice. You want to replenish back up your sodium, chloride, potassium, magnesium, calcium. And for your first meal, you want to be eating very, very light. This could be congee, this could be vegetable soup. If you're not feeling extremely hungry, you don't have to eat right away. That's perfectly fine. In Kevin's video, he also explained about the colon hydrotherapy or the colonic, what this apparatus does. The colon hydrotherapist is going to have you just lay down comfortably on this machine, and they're going to insert hot water in your rectum. They want to help excavate all this waste material trapped inside the colon. When you're doing the colon hydrotherapy, it only cleans out the colon. It doesn't clean out the small intestine. So we're back into human physiology. Right here, they're inserting hot water here, and it's going to clean and excavate the waste material inside this pipework, this green pipe right here. The ascending portion, transverse, and the descent. Get that waste material out. Well, the small intestine is much, much longer than the large intestine, and the small intestine also has a surface area of a football field. You guys want to clean this out comprehensively. You may be dealing with a whole bunch of other medical problems, conditions, skin problems. The root of the problem, there is a lot of waste material trapped inside here in both the small and large intestines. Many people are developing that dad bod. They don't know how to get rid of it. Well, a lot of inflammation is taking place, leaky gut syndrome, imbalance of microbiome. If you don't fix this problem, listen, many people that go down this path to develop a toxic megacolon, the doctor's going to have to come through, remove their colon, or they do hemicolectomies, colostomies. They may have to get different surgeries done for ulcerative colitis, taking a lot of corticosteroids, or they're dealing with different rectal prolapses. And when you're dealing with these different types of conditions, what do they usually do? Send you to a specialist. They're going to send you to a proctologist. The proctologist may offer you different procedures to fix your anal fissures. They're going to identify different hemorrhoids that you may have. They're going to say, hey, we know how to fix this anal abscess and fistulas, or we're going to help you get rid of these hemorrhoids. But did they fix the root of the problem? If you're still dealing with chronic constipation on top, I don't really care what you do at the colorectal area. If this makes sense, I want you guys to leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Now, in my course, I also teach you guys a lot about internal parasites and how you can get rid of them. This is a topic that many people overlook. Many doctors also overlook. Over here, a woman finds parasites in salmon at Whole Foods. People are finding worms in salmon at San Diego Costco stores. Over in Canada, Alberta man gets first known Canadian case of worms from grocery store raw salmon. I can guarantee you, he was not the first and he ain't gonna be the last, right? In this one museum, they have about 60,000 specimens. The United States also has a national parasite collection, and every single year, they have an annual growth rate of 1,000 to 1,500 specimens per year. You guys can also pick up these books, Century of Parasitology, Veterinary Parasitology. Study both. There are a lot of excellent books at the Library of Congress, archive.org. This is the liver fluke. You guys want to go and study up on these life cycles yourself. Many people, you want to try a lot of fancy foods, steak tartars. You're putting yourself at risk. Tapeworms are also very common. They're very common in fish, very common in beef, and also pork products. Over here, this is the roundworm. Roundworms are also very common in your pets. Different risks that are out there. If you're eating raw meats or undercooked foods, you're putting yourself at risk. If you're traveling abroad and you don't know how to treat that water locally, you don't know how to purify that water, you're putting yourself at risk. And over here, if you're a pet owner, you have dogs and cats, and you just let them lick all over your body, well, you're putting yourself at risk. These are just the broad strokes. Today we talked about how to get rid of body odor, but this goes much deeper than that. I want you guys to check out my program. Leave a comment below if you have any questions, and I'll just follow up with you in the comments below. Hi everyone, I'm going to share with you how you can get Kevin Trudeau's Your Wish is Your Command completely for free. Underneath the videos, you can see this description section, and you want to click on this very first link. Once you click on that link, you'll see a sales page. But if you do not want to read all of it, you just want to click buy now. Fill out all the information above. contact information, bill information, payment information. You want to enter in the coupon code YWIYC, apply. On the next page, it'll just say, thank you for your order. Your access link has been emailed. Once you click the link in your email, you'll see this page right here. You want to begin with the lesson 1. And these are all audios. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below and I'll be able to help you out.